Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm Maureen Ernest. I'm with my friend Saranya Sharvanandan. Actually, she's the only Tamil friend I have in my life. And here I am to share with her the journey of my struggle of having Tamil as my friend. So, thank you, Saranya, for being with me to listen to my story of that struggle of uh, being with Tamil community.
Absolutely
So
fine.
I want to,
Mhm.
recently when the Facebook attack happened on my Tamil page by the Tamils,
Mhm.
one pain I had is why I felt like I have wasted my life for
Mm.
being a Tamil, because always I had this, I speak Tamil, I want to help Tamil people, I want to do good to Tamil people, but
Mhm.
always I have been attacked. But
Mhm. Mhm.
there is a craving or attachment towards Tamils or
Mhm.
Tamil, you know,
Right.
and that
Mhm.
identity of Tamil. I am a Tamil, that
Mhm.
gave me so much pride.
Right.
So the whole Facebook thing made me to go back and think about my life.
Mhm.
Even though this is not the first attack by the Tamil people,
Right.
when I left my ex-husband, the same
Mhm.
comments I see now, it has
Mm.
been seen before. So when I
Right.
left my ex-husband, the one of the comment is why a woman, if rather than saying staying like this without a husband, it's better for a woman to die. Like if
Mm.
I am like you, I could have committed suicide at this moment. So the death was one thing,
Yeah.
and for me in Montreal, I never had any Tamil. There were two women, but other than that, I was with white people. That is how I survived. Then, when I came back again to Toronto in 2018,
Mm.
always there is like a kind of a want to be with Tamils. There is a
Mm.
kind of a longing. There is a,
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
I went back and I was asking for a room with Tamil
Mm.
people.
Right.
Unfortunately, nobody didn't want to give to a divorced woman. So I ended up being in shelter.
Right.
So again, I isolated myself from Tamil community. Then
Mhm.
through the school, you showed
Mhm.
up in my life. So that's the one area I had again that Tamil
Mm.
connection. And
Mhm.
then
Mhm.
the friendship built up.
Yeah.
And then I had the choice to put you in the emergency contact and,
Mm.
make you part of my life.
Yeah.
And I'm really glad that I did it, because it is again
Mm.
faith, because
Yeah.
I knew the friends I had, white
Mhm.
friends,
Mhm.
I was able to trust them, especially
Right.
with the finances. I
Of
knew
course.
whatever, they will not do anything, but I didn't know you in that kind of a way to
Yeah.
trust you. But
Right.
I really took a chance, because I have
Mhm.
heard so many stories. Because in Toronto, there was a Tamil guy who said he left and came to Sri Lanka to do
Mhm.
volunteer work. And when he
Mhm.
went back, he asked a Tamil friend, to take care of the business or something, and the guy
Sure.
went with the money. So
He
all
took his money. Oh, goodness. Yeah.
so always I have heard so many things about the Tamil people cheating
Right.
each other, right?
Right.
So
Right.
the trust is very, because even my own apartment, when
Mhm.
I rented it to a classmate from
Mhm.
school, she
Mhm.
didn't pay the rent. So then I have to
Wow.
rent it to a Sinhalese, because I couldn't trust Tamil people, right?
Interesting. Yeah.
So the trusting Tamil people have been a big struggle for me at
Mhm.
this moment. If you are not in my life, I will
Mhm.
be like, I don't want to associate with Tamil anymore. That's how
Right.
I have come to a point, because
Yeah.
of looking all the pain and hurt I have gone through in my life.
Sure. Yeah.
So I feel good. At least there is somebody still in my life, and that I feel
Mm-hmm.
so proud, so
Oh,
grateful, even
yeah.
though uh, it is the God or divine helped us to have this friendship, because again I feel proud that I trusted a Tamil person in my life,
Right.
right?
Right.
To have that, to have, it's almost like a kind of a partnership or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
right? Having,
Mm-hmm.
emergency contact and sharing, the
Yeah,
same
totally.
kind of a, address and all these things. So I'm one way
Mm.
I'm grateful to you, because if
Mm.
not, I will be, I won't have
Mm-hmm.
any positivity to talk about Tamil at all.
Right. Right.
So you have given that still a positivity to talk about,
Of
but at
course.
the same time also
Mm-hmm.
there is pain also from the community,
Absolutely.
and
Yeah.
I wanted to express that also with you. And
Yeah.
one thing, I trusted you because
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
there was a big thing I faced in Toronto is the transitional government of Tamil Eelam. They were into everything,
Right.
and they were kind of taking all the Tamil people, because they were after me also, because they
Mm.
wanted educated people,
Right.
especially women, and they
Sure.
target for divorced or a single woman, because then
Wow.
they have so much of and um, they also put guilt, and
Mm-hmm.
the same way how the Tamil Tiger terrorists did in the schools for us in Sri Lanka. Same thing
Mm-hmm.
I faced in Toronto from
Okay.
them.
Wow. Right.
So for me, that made me also not to trust anybody, because
Mm-hmm.
in there with them there are foreigners, there are Tamil
Mm-hmm.
people, there are
Right.
Sinhala people. Everybody is there, right? They are not uh, isolated Tamil group. So
No.
honestly, I have lost the hope to trust any human being at this moment, because I
Yeah.
don't know who is who, because everybody is
Mm-hmm.
somehow connected, and the network of the Tamil Tiger, because Tamil Tiger terrorist is destroyed, but
Right.
the network still exists in Sri
Mm-hmm.
Lanka, in abroad, everywhere,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and they are functioning in different way, not the
Right.
same way.
Right.
So that was one thing. Um, Knowing that you didn't support them really
Mm-hmm.
gave me to trust you. Because
Mm-hmm.
after the Facebook attack,
Mm-hmm.
honestly, I can't trust anybody who came into my life after COVID. All the
Right.
friendships, whether they are foreigners or local or anybody,
Yeah.
they have to be a long friendship, knowing who they are, because of the situation at this moment.
Mm-hmm.
There might be many good people, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know
Mm-hmm.
how to find who is good and who is bad,
Yeah.
because on the Facebook they come under the Muslim name, Sinhala name,
Right. Yeah.
English name,
Yeah.
and the faces, God face, so even
Yeah.
face, I can't
Mm.
trust if it is a real person's face or fake,
Sure.
so the
Right.
fake ID has been, so it's a completely, I have
Mm.
come to a point I'm not able to, because on Facebook I used to have 5,000 followers, then I
Mm-hmm.
made it to 1,000 now, and
Mm-hmm.
among that 5,000, I only know kind of 10 people whom I can
Right.
trust,
Right.
because
Right.
because they have the name and the face,
Both ways. Yeah.
who somebody, but there might be people who don't have the face, but all these things. So
Mm-hmm.
it's a
Mm-hmm.
very sad part. Even 100
Mm-hmm.
people, I can't, out of that massive
Yeah.
amount, I can
Right.
really, because some people even comment,
Mm-hmm.
women especially, but at
Mm-hmm.
the same time there is a doubt that
Yeah. Yeah.
how I can trust. So that
Right.
is one of the sad part I have at this moment, that how
Mm-hmm.
to trust, how to so
Mm-hmm.
that is where I'm at this moment.
Yeah. Yeah. And you had quite a journey, right, Mo? Like with our relationship right together, but also like the conversations we've had about the Tamil community and like our own experiences of it, right? And the good, the bad, the ugly, all the things, right, that have come through being part, like again, I wasn't born and raised in Sri Lanka, I was born and raised in Canada, but and we had very different experiences, right? About Tamil community and what it means to us and our own journeys with trust and relationships and building that together as well, right? So yeah, yeah, what a journey. What a journey you've been on, right? Mhm. Mhm.
So even this whole thing,
Yeah,
because the attack was on the my breast and the like the sexual organs, right? That's
right.
how they do it for the woman,
Yeah,
right?
right.
So at the beginning, I was little bit scared, but at
Sure.
each comment, I just feel like feel to heal, right? So
Mm,
because today again the attack is happening,
yeah.
but I didn't get into it. I'm like, okay, you now, because I have committed the whole Facebook into Mother, Divine Mother, and said,
Mm,
I am only just will post whatever the Divine says me to post.
sure.
But all the comments, even good or bad,
Hmm.
I'm not going to take it. It's nothing to
Mm,
do with me. So
right,
I
right.
have come down. I'm really glad within a month I have grown to this much and just, love, you do whatever you want to do. It's your karma. But at the same time, for previous time, when my breast was attacked, I was like, okay, where this comes from? Why are they
Hmm.
so interested about the female breast?
Right.
And then I found out that Tamil Tiger terrorists, when they were doing suicide bombing,
Hmm.
they have taken grenades and bombs on the in the breast.
Oh,
So
really?
under
Okay.
the ground.
Oh,
So
I see.
30 to 40% of the females who have committed the suicide bombing, because
Right.
either they have gone as a pregnant mothers, or
Mm.
even one case it was sanitary pad, because
Oh,
when
oh,
the female police officer, she felt something below the navel, very like a metal something. So when she
right.
asked, was it, no, I'm having my periods, it's my sanitary pad. But still
Mm.
she couldn't, it was so heavy kind of thing. So she asked, like, undress, let me just put my hand to see. So
Right.
she refused and she blew up. So
Oh,
even the female, under
yes.
the underwear, everywhere, right? How they
Right.
have taken it. So they have
Yeah.
used the female body to.
Hmm. Hmm.
So that was something I
Wow.
was like, it hurt me a lot, because still they used to attack women, and how they
Yes.
have been using the female body for their
Right.
own benefit, right?
Right.
Because it's somehow they were able to manipulate because in schools they manipulated our brain, right? So
Hmm.
when we were with Tamil Tiger terrorists, we
Hmm.
believed in. So it's
Yeah.
completely our brain was, you know,
Yeah.
manipulated, and we continued that. Even today, people are continuing that way. So
Hmm.
whenever somebody is speaking the truth, they can't accept the truth, and they were
Right.
attacking. And the other
Right.
thing I found out also, 1997, there was a group called uh, uh, Internet Black Tigers, who started to
Mm.
attack the cyber attacks. So
Okay.
I think, they might be still around, because even
Mm.
2026, Sri Lankan, these official ministries, they have
Hmm.
been attacked near the
Mm.
internet site. So
Right.
2026, our railway was attacked, railway, cyber
Mm-hmm.
attack. So that is the other thing. So all of it,
Okay.
like, I'm seeing the history of these attacks, how they
Yeah.
are doing. It's not
Mm.
just one person, it's not me, but
No.
they have been, so many women who have been
Mm-hmm.
attacked in the
Mm-hmm.
past, and even men,
Yeah.
and how they are working it. And
Yeah.
it's a very, and also diaspora Tamils, because today I
Mhm.
saw most of the comments, bad comments, are from people abroad, from
Right.
diaspora Tamil, because they, I think they are more kind of a, they anger, they want to
Yeah.
just let it out kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so it's a, it's a, because I feel they are struggling, and they are
Yeah.
just putting it out, right?
Right.
So
Right.
because I'm very clear about who I am,
Yeah.
so I don't feel any uncomfortable
Mhm.
about reading all those things, but they still, so it's a collective trauma which Tamil people
Yeah.
are still
Yeah.
carrying, and that
Right.
is what is seen in my Facebook page.
Yes, absolutely. Right. Well, it's like almost like the like with the diaspora Tamils in particular, I'd say that it's also called like a disambiguous grief, right? Disambiguous grief, where it's like not the trauma that we personally didn't go through it, right? But our parents did and our grandparents did, and they, went from one country to another country and started their lives over again. But it's like I think you're right. There's like no place to put that anger, trauma, grief, right? Anywhere. And then it comes out as violence sometimes, right? Like, which is again not appropriate, right? But it's not the healthiest way to go through this. There's many more other ways we can process and do that. But that might be part of what you're seeing, maybe as well, if that's what you're picking up on Facebook,
Yeah.
right? Maybe.
So the other thing it happened is because I knew already certain things talking will make them angry, right? I was
Sure.
afraid of them.
Yeah.
And also, I didn't want to create any uncomfortable for other people. But then
Mhm.
it was simply, I am sharing, I went and had ice cream in the police station. I didn't want to disturb anybody for that. But then they come into my account, I don't share it with anybody. I don't, put it in my Facebook and they come and attack me. So
Right.
that gave me to speak the truth without any fear because before I
Mm.
didn't want to face that anger from the
Mhm.
community. So I
Yes.
want to be also, safeguard myself. But
Mm.
this really helped me to face the society
Okay. Yeah.
and also speak the truth. Because if
Mhm.
we don't speak, because one of the thing is death threats, right? I will kill
Yeah.
you. I will, and I'm like, okay, if I don't speak also, then somebody they are going to kill. So
Right.
if they are ready to kill me, then why not? I'll talk everything and I finish. So at least, somebody has the recording, because
Right.
there was a medical doctor who was killed in 1989. So I was just
Mm.
9 years old because she
Mhm.
spoke the truth about the sexual violence happened by the Indian Army and also whole history uh, of Tamil Tiger terrorism until 1980, 7 or 8.
Mm.
She has written the whole history. So
Mhm.
they killed her. But
Right.
I am using that as my, history because I don't know
Yeah.
these things, right? I don't have a,
Right.
so certain things I have heard, but I don't have
Mm.
that proof. So
Yeah.
so that really made me, oh my God, even though she knew she's going to die, she
Right.
spoke the truth.
Mhm.
And that is
Mhm.
helping me today after 30 years. Still,
Mhm.
I am referencing on that book what she has written.
Right.
And, so she is alive in a way.
She
Her work
is.
is
Yeah.
still alive. So that made me to speak the truth and talk
Mm.
about my cousin, who is
Mhm.
a Tamil Tiger terrorist. So
Mhm.
that was the one big thing because it's my own cousin whom I
Yeah.
loved most, and he's an international criminal because
Mhm.
Interpol is searching him with the red notice. So there's only 6,000 people with red notice. So it's
Mhm.
like I can't still imagine, right? I have my own cousin who is an international criminal,
Mhm.
most wanted. And
Mhm.
because after seeing all the bad comments of
Mhm.
me, I was like, even this international criminal is part of my family. And having all these
Yeah.
comments doesn't make me so small or anything, there
Right.
is worse than this, right? So I really started to talk about him.
Mhm.
And again, the Sri Lankan government wanted to arrest him
Mhm.
because his motorbike was found in a suicidal attack
Oh,
point.
okay.
So that's again, I felt like, oh my God, right? Like,
Yeah.
how bad whatever he has engaged in. And
Right.
one of my friend, he said, though it is 20 years ago actually,
Mm-hmm.
that he saw a girl because was working in a Christian organization. They had a very, those days, special pass and even a small
Wow.
flag and everything for them to be identified as a, like a religious organization. So he was
Mm-hmm.
in that vehicle. And on a red light, he was stopping and he has to pass through that vehicle. And he saw there was a girl inside the vehicle with him. So
Mm-hmm.
at that time, he only thought it was like he is having a affair, some kind of a thing at night with a girl.
Mm-hmm.
So he was like, oh my God, like, he has that freedom to take this, religious vehicle and go out with a girl like that.
Mm-hmm.
And he passed through. He didn't want to tell anybody, do anything. He just pretend like, and then later on, there was a suicide bombing, and when the newspaper showed the photo of the girl who has committed the suicide bombing, that was the girl who was with my cousin. So I was like, oh my God. So whole thing, because I started to look into this suicide and everything and all.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh my God. So will my cousin do the same thing to his,
Mm-hmm.
own relatives, right? Will he
Right.
take us as a suicide bomber, right? But
Right.
he was able to do for somebody else, right? Because he wants to, all of this is to take the arms to fight against becoming a Tamil tiger terrorist is to protect the family, protect his
Mm-hmm.
loved ones. But
Mm-hmm.
then he himself is putting those Tamil girls,
Yeah.
into
Yeah.
a place where they, so it's
Yeah.
so much of I'm seeing the pain of the Tamil woman in
Right.
different, how
Right.
they are saying we want to liberate the Tamil woman, we want to give, but
Mm-hmm.
at the same time they are attacking even today, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So for me, I have not committed any crime for them to get mad at me,
Yeah.
but they are still, attacking. And also, one of the thing is I'm not a Tamil. That's one criticism they gave me.
Mm.
I'm born to a Sinhala sperm and I'm not
Wow.
worthy because my name is not a Tamil. I'm not,
Mm. Mm-hmm.
so for me, it was really because I think that is one identity I didn't want to let go of it. But
Mm-hmm.
then I have come to a point it's okay, but it's wrong to be a Sinhalese or any other nationality. Why do
Yeah.
I have to be a Tamil? So to let go of the Tamil identity was the one big thing
Right.
has happened because of this Facebook attack. Because otherwise I'll be holding into it
Mm-hmm.
as
Mm-hmm.
I'm a Tamil because I was
Yeah.
so into it when I met you. And
Yes, I
actually, you
remember.
are the first Tamil person I met who was like, you are not even born in Sri Lanka, but you
Mm-hmm.
identified yourself as Sri Lanka. And
Mm-hmm.
when you identified, I was like, what is this? I felt very uncomfortable. Honestly, at
Yes.
the beginning,
Right.
I didn't want to be with you because for me,
Yeah.
I want to be with a Tamil, like
Mm-hmm.
Tamil person who will
Right.
be proud of, So you are like, I'm a Sri Lankan. And I'm like, because for me at that time, Sri Lanka didn't exist in my life because even we
Yeah.
don't, in Tamil, we don't say Sri Lanka. At that time, I was saying Ilangai.
Right.
So Sri Lanka was a very strange at that moment, even the
Mm-hmm.
word. But
Right.
you are the first one who introduced Sri Lanka to me by saying, I'm
Wow.
Sri Lanka. I'm from Sri Lanka. Something, I don't know. From Sri Lanka, because you never
Yeah.
mentioned me,
No.
right? I'm a Sri Lankan Canadian. That's what you said. I'm a
Right.
Sri
Yeah.
Lankan Canadian.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, and it was crazy. It was really
Yeah.
something I didn't want to hear that. And I
No.
didn't want to be with somebody who identified themselves as Sri, because even the Sinhala friends at that
Mm-hmm.
time I had, they were not fan of Sri Lanka. They were
Mm-hmm.
more for Tamil people. So all the friends, all the people I met,
Right.
everybody, even foreigners who were like,
Right.
helping, all these about this Tamil, Tamil, Tamil. And then you came into my life where there's no Tamil, and I'm like, oh God, what is this? But
Yeah.
today I'm happy, I'm proud,
Mm.
I'm grateful to you for this friendship
Mm.
because
Mm.
otherwise I could have wasted my life. At least
Wow.
at the age of 46, I
Mhm.
feel I'm enlightened. At least I got like, oh my God. Otherwise, I could have even died with
Yeah,
that Tamil pride. And,
sure.
I'm a Tamil and I could have wasted my whole life for no
Right.
reason. So it's a big thank you for you.
Oh, of course, no. I mean, like I think we all have our own journeys about our identity and what it means to us. And like for me too, right? Like I remember in the like school days when the what was it, like the genocide stuff and civil war things were kind of happening, and on the news like in Canada it was like, oh, like there's Tamil terrorists in Sri Lanka, they're overthrowing the government, they're trying to like do suicide bombings and this and that. And I was getting bullied at school because they're like, why are your people doing this, right? Like they were like, so I was like trying to not be, I was like, that's not me. Like I like it wasn't me. Like I have literally I wasn't even, I never even visited Sri Lanka at that point in my life either, right? I was like, I have never been to the country. Why am I getting bullied for something that someone else is doing in a different country because of my identity, essentially, right? So I was like, I did more research and this and that. I'm talking to family members and just trying to learn a lot more, right? And it's like for ourselves, history is what we is the
Mm,
stories that we tell ourselves, right? I think I remember you even saying that sometimes parts of the histories are missing from the Sinhalese side and the Tamil side, right? And it's like you guys really need to be reading your each other's histories to learn the full picture of what's happening, right? So I took that upon myself as well, and that kind of helped me with that de-identification, but also finding my identity as a general Sri Lankan identity as
mm,
opposed to like this Tamil Ulunkis, which is important in some aspects for freedom and equality, of course. And there's reasons as to why all these organizations had developed over the years. But I think violence wasn't my language, right? That I wanted to be identified with. That was the barrier or boundary for myself. Yeah. Yeah.
and the other thing also I want to say, because last time I was praising you for the things you have done to me, right? Taking me to
Mm,
airport and all. But
sure.
other side, I realized your no is, I think I will take it as a big gift than your yes,
Mm,
because if you didn't take me to airport, still I could have gone by myself. And whatever
yeah.
you have said yes, surely there will be somebody else could have done it. So it's not.
Easily. Yeah.
But your no is no for eternity, and I couldn't do it. And that is one thing, is the protest in Canada.
Mm,
Because
hmm.
for me, I didn't have anybody else to ask, right?
Yeah.
You are the only Tamil friend I had, and how can I ask a foreigner? Like, I
Yeah.
had other white friends, but how can I ask them, shall we go and do the protest, right? But when I asked you, you said no. And honestly, at that moment, I'm like, I felt like, I didn't know, because I didn't know how to go alone. And one is on a car,
Yeah.
car parade or something. And
Right.
honestly, I can't do it by myself. I needed somebody. And today, I will say more than the yes you have said and did to me,
Hmm.
I'm grateful for the no, because
Mm.
that no, it could have created bad karma, right? It's not only,
Right.
so it's like a kind of, you protected me from
Mm.
getting into it. And
Mm.
so that I'm really grateful, like, because for me, whatever you did good to me, I'm
Hmm.
grateful, but it's not the number one for me. But
Hmm.
the no, I will say, I will always be grateful for that, because if not,
Yeah.
I could have been in that same, uh,
Mm-hmm.
cycle again and again and again. And
Yeah.
I could have, it's like I could have been in that cycle forever. So
Right.
somehow, I'm grateful that I didn't get involved anything in Toronto. So that's one good thing. Because in Montreal, I didn't have anybody. So I couldn't do anything. And when I moved to Toronto, you refused. And that is the one gift I will say you have given me, which I will always be grateful that. That's a big gift.
You're welcome. I was wondering, how did you feel in that moment when I said no? Were you confused or were you upset?
Yeah, I felt very disappointed, right?
Yeah.
Because this is a great opportunity, and we as Tamils, we should be part.
Right.
And, so I was like, but for me, I couldn't do anything because one thing is at that time living in shelter, I think made because if I had my job, my own place, I think I could have behaved in a different way in
Sure.
Toronto.
Yeah.
But living in shelter and, kind of, I have, I'm kind, it was like a not normal life, right?
Yeah.
So I didn't have that power to do anything. I was just wanted to live my life in the shelter.
Yeah.
So it's like, if whatever you did, I could have accepted it. But whatever you didn't do, it's like I don't have a choice, right? So that's because I think one thing I was avoiding the Tamil community because of the shelter, right? Because once they find out I'm a shelter, they will put all kind of blame, right? So that's the reason I didn't want to go and be with him because you accepted me from the shelter. You didn't have any problem. So I was so okay with that. So I didn't have any, that shelter was, I feel shelter was a guard for me
I think
to
so.
be in that place
Totally.
for, not to engage because only I focused on my healing, right? Nothing else. Even I couldn't go out on dates or anything because, I can't bring any men into my house. I couldn't go and have drinks because I can't come back. So all those I couldn't do it because of the shelter, but that was a healthy boundary for me to focus on my own growth because that's what I needed, my healing. So I'm really grateful that it turned out to be. And also one thing, also the shelter itself, I didn't see it as a big problem because our community, Sri Lanka, right? It is like shelter because shelter has dramas. Shelter have because that is for survival, right? So that is why people don't want to be in shelter because there are always a problem happening, right? Somebody will act in a very bad way. But for me, that is my life in the society I was in like shelter. So I didn't see it shelter as a problem because I never had this like a safe kind of a community or life, right? It's always like people act and react like it was almost like living in Sri Lanka. So one certain things I learned from shelter, like people do drama because that is their survival. So now certain things when I see in the society, right, happening, I'm like, yeah, that's what means, right? They have to do this drama for their own survival because otherwise, so it's that collective trauma in the society that was there in the shelter. But for me, honestly, I was not affected by the shelter at all. It was more of, seeing the reality of, the bully from the older woman to younger woman. So those are the things happens, right? So all these things help me, okay. Because for me also, I know I'm a very strong person, but I can't stand against men. So the toxic men still try to control me. Right. So those with women, even if they are older women, I can still, but the toxic man, but I still feel like I have to because recently I was with somebody taking her to the doctor. So the doctor was 1 hour late. So
Oh
I was
wow.
like,
Jeez.
yeah, so I was
Wow.
waiting. Luckily, there was a, cricket match, so I enjoyed it because I use all the opportunities in a positive way, right?
Yes.
So it didn't bother me. Then
Hmm.
I really felt like, tell the doctor,
Hmm.
because I knew nobody in life in Sri Lanka will confront a doctor. So for him, so I thought to tell
Mm.
him, but then I felt like I don't want to get, into
Yeah.
it, and I just came. So that is the problem. They are still continuing to do it because
Mhm.
nobody doesn't confront, right? So it's a hierarchy.
Yes.
All the things which happens, right? Because
Yeah.
even like the husband comes home and shouts at the wife because the boss has done something at work and he can't, tell the boss, so he
Back.
will show it. And the
Yeah.
wife will show it to the children instead of
It's
shouting back at the. So this is what happening everywhere.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
other thing, because you are very younger to me, but
Mhm.
I chose not to have that, not
You
to
did.
use the power over you. So that's
Yes.
one thing I learned. And I,
Yeah.
because it was so easy, I could have
Of
done it, right?
course.
Hey, this
Easily. Easily.